Welcome back, coin collectors. Waving hand today, we're talking about the top 4 ultra-rare USA Jefferson nickels, coins famous for their rarity, history, and hidden value. These 4 nickels are true treasures that can be worth thousands of dollars, even in dirty or worn condition. Money bags so, let's dive in and discover which 4 legendary Jefferson nickels made it to the top. First up, in the world of American coinage, the 1938 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark holds a truly special place in the hearts of collectors. While at first glance it may seem like an ordinary 5-cent piece, its combination of historical context, design transition, and early series rarity gives it a collectible charm that continues to grow with time. Found in very dirty or circulated condition, this particular coin often surprises even experienced collectors due to its scarcity in higher grades and the historical importance attached to its first-year issue. With value starting around $650 and reaching as high as $4,800 depending on condition and eye appeal, the 1938 Jefferson nickel has become a must-have treasure for those who appreciate the story behind America's classic coinage. The 1938 issue marked a turning point in U.S. numismatic history. This was the very first year the Jefferson nickel replaced the long-running Buffalo nickel, ending a beloved 25-year era of American artistry. The U.S. Mint in Philadelphia produced these coins without a mint mark, signaling their origin from the nation's main minting facility. That year, as the country recovered from the Great Depression, there was an effort to modernize coin designs to reflect progress and national pride. Felix Schlag, a talented German-American sculptor, designed the new Jefferson nickel, which quickly became a symbol of change and optimism. The early strikes from 1938 are now viewed as the birth of a new generation in American currency, a design that would remain unchanged for decades to come. Turning the coin over, its design details reveal the skill and craftsmanship of Schlag's vision. On the obverse, a dignified left-facing portrait of Thomas Jefferson stands out, with the inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" beautifully framing his image. The reverse showcases Jefferson's famous home, Monticello, rendered with stunning precision, along with the words EPLURIBUSUNUM, United States of America, and 5 cents. Despite its age, even in a very dirty condition, many 1938 Jefferson nickels retain faint traces of their original sharpness, particularly visible in the Monticello columns and Jefferson's cheek details. It's this combination of artistry and subtle variation from early die strikes that makes each coin an individual piece of history. When it comes to rarity, the 1938 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel stands apart for several reasons. Although nearly 19.5 million were struck, only a fraction survive in collectible condition today, and even fewer exist with strong strikes and natural surfaces untouched by cleaning or damage. Coins that remain in original dirty or circulated condition often show the honest wear of history, each scratch or stain telling a silent story of the decades it has witnessed. Those that survived in pristine, high-grade examples are considered elite, with professional grading services awarding top marks that can send prices soaring into the thousands. The combination of its first-year issue and scarcity in mint state makes this nickel an especially tough find for serious collectors. Collector demand for the 1938 Jefferson nickel has remained remarkably strong over the years. As the inaugural coin of the Jefferson series, it holds a foundational place in every nickel collection. Unlike later years, which saw massive mintages and less distinctive designs, the 1938 issue carries the spirit of transition and novelty. Enthusiasts are drawn to its historical weight, the beginning of an era that would continue through wartime silver nickels, design changes, and modern minting technologies. This coin stands out not just in the Jefferson series, but in U.S. numismatic history as a whole, representing innovation and national identity during a time of recovery and hope. In today's market, Values for the 1938 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel vary widely based on grade, luster, and eye appeal. In well-worn or very dirty condition, examples often sell for around $650 to $900, depending on surface quality. Lightly circulated coins may fetch between $1,200 and $2,500, while uncirculated examples with full details, clean fields, and strong strikes can command prices from $3,000 to as high as $4,800. Certified high-grade specimens, especially those with full Monticello steps, tend to draw competitive bids at major auctions. Even in lesser conditions, the 1938 no-mint mark nickel's value continues to appreciate steadily due to its first-year prestige and limited surviving population. For those looking to collect this fascinating coin, focus on the finer details that distinguish quality pieces. Look closely at the steps of Monticello. Full, unbroken steps are a hallmark of superior strikes and add significant value. Pay attention to luster and natural tunning, as these can enhance visual appeal even in circulated examples. Avoid overly cleaned or polished coins. Those in their natural, slightly dirty state often hold stronger collector interest. Searching old rolls, estate collections, or vintage coin albums may still yield hidden treasures, though finding one today is a true challenge. The 1938 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark stands as more than just a 5-cent piece. It's a living artifact of America's artistic and economic rebirth. Its elegant design, historical importance, and consistent rise in value make it a prized addition to any numismatic collection. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned collector, this coin offers a perfect blend of accessibility and prestige. And as we continue our journey through America's most valuable coins, stay tuned for the next rare discovery, another hidden gem that could be waiting in your pocket change or coin jar. Next up, in the fascinating world of American numismatics, few coins capture the attention of collectors quite like the 1939 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark. This coin, minted in Philadelphia, stands as a remarkable piece of early 20th century U.S. coinage that bridges artistry, history, and rarity. Despite being a common year in appearance, certain varieties and pristine examples from 1939 have become highly coveted treasures within the collector community. Their combination of subtle design nuances, low mintage of key varieties, and condition sensitivity makes the 1939 nickel one of the most studied and prized pieces in the Jefferson Nickel series. Today, it remains a symbol of enduring craftsmanship and a reflection of America's post-Depression era resilience, carrying immense appeal among both seasoned numismatists and new collectors entering the hobby. When we look back to 1939, the United States was slowly recovering from the Great Depression, while the world teetered on the edge of another global conflict, World War II. During this period, the U.S. Mint continued producing circulating coinage with modest changes, and the Jefferson nickel, introduced just a year earlier in 1938, was still relatively new. Designed by sculptor Felix Schlag, the coin was meant to replace the Buffalo nickel and celebrate one of the founding fathers, Thomas Jefferson. The Philadelphia Mint was responsible for striking the version without a mint mark, and while millions were produced, certain die varieties and quality differences have made specific examples notably rarer than others. This was also the year the reverse design saw a subtle but significant change, refined steps on Monticello, which would later become a key identifying factor for collectors seeking the rarest strikes of the series. The beauty of the 1939 Jefferson nickel lies in its intricate and balanced design. On the obverse, Jefferson's dignified portrait faces left, displaying fine details in his hair, cheekbones, and clothing folds, details that are sharply rendered only on the highest quality strikes. The reverse features Jefferson's famed home, Monticello, with the inscription EPLURIBUSUNUM above and United States of America below. The coin is composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, weighs 5 grams, and measures 21.2 millimeters in diameter. What makes the 1939 issue stand out are the variations in the Monticello steps. The full steps designation is especially prized among collectors. This distinction refers to coins that display all the steps at the base of Monticello clearly and unbroken. A rare feat considering most strikes from this year were weakly detailed due to die wear and pressure inconsistencies at the mint. Rarity is where the 1939 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark truly begins to shine. While over 120 million were minted, very few survive today with crisp details and fully struck steps, especially in uncirculated condition. The 1939 reverse of 1940 variety, featuring slightly redesigned lettering and stronger steps, is an ultra-rare subset that dramatically increases a coin's desirability and price. Additionally, circulation wear, environmental damage, and the tendency for these coins to tone or corrode over time have further reduced the population of high-grade examples. Those preserved in original mint luster, or certified by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC as MS66 or higher, are exceedingly scarce and command strong premiums in the collector market. In today's numismatic landscape, the 1939 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark can fetch impressive sums depending on its condition and variety. A standard uncirculated example typically ranges from around $600 to $1,200, while specimens with full steps or those attributed as the reverse of 1940 variety can soar dramatically higher, reaching $3,500 to $4,700 at major auctions. Coins with exceptional eye appeal, flawless luster, or unique tunning patterns often attract even more competitive bidding. Over recent years, prices for high-grade certified examples have seen steady appreciation, driven by both collector interest and the relative scarcity of true mint-state pieces. These values not only highlight the 1939 nickel's rarity, but also underscore its enduring position as a cornerstone of the Jefferson series. For collectors hoping to acquire one, attention to detail and proper verification are critical. Always examine the reverse closely for the step details. Counting 6 sharp, uninterrupted steps is the hallmark of a premium example. Certification from trusted grading services adds authenticity and preserves the coin's market value. Collectors are advised to store their coins in airtight holders or slabs to prevent tarnish or damage, as even small environmental factors can drastically affect a coin's condition and resale potential. Those seeking to build a Jefferson nickel set should consider attending reputable auctions, networking with fellow enthusiasts, and staying informed on market trends through professional numismatic organizations. Ultimately, the 1939 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark embodies far more than its 5-cent face value. It represents the spirit of American perseverance, artistic craftsmanship, and historical evolution. Its design honors Jefferson's legacy while showcasing the mint's early transition into modern coinage techniques. For both history lovers and investment-minded collectors, it offers a tangible connection to an era of transformation and resilience. As demand continues to grow for pristine, early-date Jefferson nickels, the 1939 issue stands poised to remain a central and highly prized gem within any serious numismatic collection for decades to come. In conclusion, this coin is not merely a collectible, it's a piece of American heritage captured in metal. The 1939 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark, particularly in its rarest varieties and best-preserved forms, continues to fascinate collectors across the globe. With its elegant design, historical depth, and steadily climbing market value, it represents one of the most rewarding finds in U.S. coinage. Whether you are a long-time collector or just beginning your numismatic journey, this coin reminds us that history often hides in the smallest, most unassuming pieces of everyday currency. Next up, the 1940 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark is one of those fascinating American coins that often hides its incredible story beneath layers of age, wear, and time. Though it may appear as just another old 5-cent piece, this coin carries a deeper significance for collectors who understand its value beyond the metal it's made of. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, the 1940 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark represents a snapshot of pre-war America, a period when the nation was emerging from the Great Depression and preparing unknowingly for global conflict. Even in dirty or circulated condition, some examples of this coin have shocked collectors with their unexpected rarity and pristine grades, or with unique die varieties that can push their market worth well beyond what most would expect from a common date. In today's collector world, a few surviving examples of the 1940 no-mint mark Jefferson nickel can command prices starting from around $650 and climbing up to $4,200 depending on condition, tunning, and rarity of die characteristics. The year 1940 was a remarkable time in American coinage history. The U.S. Mint was operating at full capacity, producing millions of nickels to fuel an economy still finding stability after a decade of financial struggle. The Philadelphia Mint, being the primary facility, bore no mint mark, distinguishing its coins from those made in Denver or San Francisco. What makes this year historically important is that it was one of the final calm years before the wartime composition changes began in 1942. Nickel was soon to become a critical material for military production, making the 1940 Jefferson nickel part of the last era of coins struck in the traditional copper-nickel alloy before the war nickels, with silver content emerged. Collectors view the 1940 issue as a transitional relic, an artifact of a peaceful time on the brink of great change, encapsulating the artistry, precision, and endurance of pre-war American coin minting. Looking closely at the design, the obverse of the 1940 Jefferson nickel displays the proud portrait of Thomas Jefferson, designed by Felix Schlag. Jefferson's profile is rendered in fine classical detail, his expression calm yet resolute, representing the spirit of the American Republic. The inscriptions "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" encircle his portrait, separated by the year 1940, which sits boldly near the rim. On the reverse, Schlag's elegant depiction of Jefferson's Virginia home, Monticello, stands as the central feature, a symbol of enlightenment, democracy, and architectural balance. The words EPLURIBUSUNUM rest above, while United States of America and 5 cents frame the bottom. In high-grade or uncirculated examples, the coin's surfaces gleam with silvery luster, though in dirty or worn condition, those intricate details fade. Yet still, the coin retains its unmistakable historical charm. When it comes to rarity, the 1940 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark might not appear scarce in raw mintage numbers. Over 176 million were produced. However, true rarity in coin collecting lies not only in quantity but in survival and quality. Most of these coins circulated heavily, often losing their mint luster and fine detail. Finding an example with sharp strike definition, full steps on Monticello, or preserved original surfaces is far rarer than one might imagine. Coins with full steps designation on the reverse are especially scarce and can sell for impressive premiums at auction. Those few surviving specimens that exhibit pristine detail and mirror-like surfaces are among the elite of the Jefferson Nickel series, making them highly sought after by specialists and advanced collectors alike. Collector demand for the 1940 no-mint mark Jefferson Nickel remains strong because it occupies a special place in the series, a bridge between the classic pre-war issues and the wartime nickels that followed. Its appeal lies not only in its age but in its connection to American resilience and artistry. Many collectors consider it a foundational piece for building a complete Jefferson nickel set, especially in high grades. Even coins in moderately dirty condition are cherished by hobbyists for their authenticity and visual storytelling. What sets this coin apart is its balance between availability and prestige, common enough to be collectible, yet rare enough in top grades to command the attention of seasoned numismatists who value subtle distinctions like strike sharpness and die variations. In terms of market value, the 1940 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark continues to perform impressively in the modern collector market. Circulated and dirty examples may start around $650, while coins in higher mint state grades, especially those certified by PCGS or NGC with full steps, can range anywhere between $1,800 and $4,200. Some unique examples with exceptional tunning or proof-like surfaces have even fetched more in specialized auctions. What drives this price is not just condition, but the combination of eye appeal, luster preservation, and precise strike detail, all factors that define true numismatic rarity. With collectors constantly seeking well-preserved examples of early Jefferson nickels, demand remains strong and prices stable, proving that even a modest 5-cent piece can rise in value when rarity and history align perfectly. For collectors looking to find or evaluate a 1940 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark, attention to detail is key. Focus on examining the Monticello steps for completeness, as full-step strikes are much more valuable. Pay attention to surface condition, original luster, lack of deep scratches, and natural patina add significant value. Always consider professional grading for coins that appear to have high potential, as certification often elevates market confidence and price. Searching through old coin rolls, estate collections, or inherited boxes can sometimes yield surprising finds, even in dirty or unassuming condition. The best strategy is patience. The more you learn about the subtleties of the Jefferson Nickel series, the more likely you are to recognize hidden treasures others might overlook. In conclusion, the 1940 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark stands as a timeless symbol of pre-war American coinage, elegant, historical, and unexpectedly valuable. It bridges an important period between national recovery and wartime transformation, embodying both artistry and endurance. Whether held for sentimental reasons or as part of a serious numismatic investment, this coin continues to captivate collectors across generations. And as every collector knows, sometimes the most unassuming, dirt-covered nickel can hold a story worth thousands. Stay tuned. In our next video, we'll uncover another extraordinary find from the world of rare U.S. coins that might just be hiding in your change jar right now. Next up, among the many treasures of American numismatics, the 1941 Jefferson nickel without a mint mark stands out as a fascinating piece that continues to capture the imagination of collectors and historians alike. Though millions were struck, only a handful have survived in pristine condition, making certain examples exceptionally valuable today. What makes this coin truly remarkable is not just its age, but its enduring beauty, intricate design, and the subtle variations that make one piece worth far more than another. For those passionate about U.S. coinage, the 1941 Jefferson nickel is a reminder of a bygone era, one where artistry, wartime uncertainty, and precision craftsmanship combined to produce a numismatic gem now cherished by serious collectors across the world. The story of the 1941 Jefferson nickel unfolds during a pivotal moment in American history, on the brink of the nation's entry into World War II. Minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which at the time did not use a mint mark, this coin represents the last full year of pre-war nickel production before the composition change in 1942. The Jefferson Nickel series had begun only a few years earlier in 1938, replacing the beloved Buffalo nickel, and was designed to symbolize stability, progress, and the democratic ideals embodied by Thomas Jefferson himself. The early 1940s saw massive economic shifts, and every coin from this era carries with it a silent story of a country preparing for conflict, while maintaining its traditions of craftsmanship and innovation in coinage. In terms of design, the 1941 Jefferson Nickel showcases the enduring work of sculptor Felix Schlag, whose portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse remains one of the most dignified and recognizable in American numismatics. The obverse displays Jefferson facing left, his profile deeply engraved with fine details that reveal every contour of his thoughtful expression. The reverse features his Monticello home, a neoclassical masterpiece rendered with architectural precision, surrounded by the inscriptions EPLURIBUSUNUM, United States of America, and 5 cents. The coin is made of a 75% copper and 25% nickel composition, weighs 5 grams, and has a diameter of 21.2 millimeters. When found in well-preserved condition, the 1941 no-mint mark nickel gleams with subtle metallic luster that elevates its aesthetic charm beyond ordinary circulation pieces. The rarity of the 1941 Jefferson Nickel without a mint mark arises not from its overall mintage, but from the scarcity of high-grade surviving examples. With more than 200 million struck, the majority were heavily circulated during and after the war, leaving few in mint or near-mint condition. Coins with sharp strikes, full steps on Monticello, and minimal wear are particularly scarce, and these attributes dramatically increase their desirability and market value. Finding a specimen with 5 or 6 full steps, a hallmark of strong die strikes, is exceptionally challenging and commands significant premiums at auction. Likewise, any examples showing minting anomalies such as die cracks, double die obverses, or repunched dates are considered ultra-rare and highly sought after by specialists. In today's collector market, a 1941 Jefferson Nickel from the Philadelphia Mint can command anywhere from $850 to as high as $4,200, depending on its grade, strike quality, and visual appeal. Coins graded by reputable services like PCGS or NGC as MS67 or higher, particularly those with full steps, often reach the upper end of this range. Recent auction data has shown renewed interest in pre-war Jefferson nickels, with strong bidding activity driven by both U.S. and international collectors. Market trends indicate that demand for early series Jefferson nickels continues to rise, especially for coins that have been professionally preserved, authenticated, and encapsulated for protection. For collectors aiming to add this coin to their portfolio, careful attention to detail is essential. Authenticating the absence of a mint mark, verifying the full step designation, and assessing the coin's luster are crucial steps in ensuring value and authenticity. It is always wise to seek coins certified by leading grading agencies, as counterfeit or altered examples occasionally appear in circulation or online sales. Storage also plays a vital role, keeping the nickel in a cool, dry environment and away from direct handling preserves its surface quality. Serious enthusiasts often source their best finds through major numismatic auctions, coin conventions, or specialized dealers who focus on early Jefferson series specimens. In the grand tapestry of American coinage, the 1941 no-mint mark Jefferson Nickel occupies a special place as both a historical relic and a refined work of miniature art. It represents the intersection of national pride, wartime resilience, and the enduring pursuit of perfection in design. For seasoned numismatists and new collectors alike, owning one of these coins is not just a matter of completing a set. It is a connection to the era that shaped modern America. As the years pass, the value and prestige of the finest 1941 Jefferson nickels continue to climb, making them not only prized collectibles, but also meaningful investments that bridge the past with the promise of the future.